It is Friday morning. Actually, just got back from a wedding venue Sammy and I went to go check out called Whitewoods. That's only about 15 minutes, not even, from my house. And now I'm coming in here to the greenhouse to start seeding like I do just about every day. I'm back to using now my new mic, and I actually got a new camera, so drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. I'm hoping it's gonna be a lot better, but that's up to you guys. Just about everything now that I've seeded a couple days ago is coming up. You can see all this here is marigolds, and they're coming up really nice. And then we have thyme right here. That is also coming up. Spearmint actually is not, oh, there's one. Here is celosia. A couple different flats of that. And then right here, we have the ageratum, which again, is just starting to come up there. Back here is all of the second batch of peppers, which is coming up nicely. Some are coming up slower than others. And then this flat here, oh, is cilantro. Sunflowers are just starting to poke through, if you can see that little guy there. I thought the dill would have been coming up by today, but I don't see it yet. Here's more marigolds, peppers, and the chives are now also poking up. Here we have vinca, and then this is all peppers as well. A second batch that's later that I noticed didn't do as good on the first planting. Out here in the big house, we actually have quite a few flowers now that are coming into blossom. You can see the new buds coming out. This one's just starting, and then that's what it looks like when it's in full bloom. Now these are gonna get a lot bigger and a lot bushier and more flowers on them, but this is just the early stages. We have some of the petunias now that are coming out. Really pretty. That's that variety. And then this one is like a darker purple, almost a blue, but that one's not out yet. I love these begonias. That orange I just think is like perfect. And you can see all the different colors that are gonna be coming out. There's a red one there. And that's just about it for new flowers. Obviously everything is growing, getting bigger and bushier, which is exactly what we want, but nothing's really blooming any more than what you've seen the past couple weeks. But now, starting within the next couple days, we're gonna start upping our fertilizers, really pushing everything, especially the hanging baskets, because by the time you're ready to sell them, you want them to be as beautiful as they possibly can be. You want them cascading down over, because obviously pretty and beautiful is what sells. That's how everything is, but hanging baskets is like the number one. A pepper plant, you know, can only get so nice. It's not gonna go putting on little peppers, or at least it shouldn't be, by the time you're going to sell it, because it's only gonna be this big. That's up to the buyer to take care of it then and grow it, and that's more just a satisfaction thing, you know. I think that's why a lot of people do gardens, because obviously, you know, you wanna grow your own food, and that's awesome, but it's also just satisfying knowing that you have took that plant from tiny, grew it up, kept it healthy, and then produced a fruit or a vegetable of some sort that is good for you to eat. And you know where it came from, which is the most important thing. Dad's over here working on trimming the last of the onions. Every year, just because the greenhouses experience extreme wind, extreme heat, we have pipes, electrical lines, or electrical wires, I guess I should say, break from with like zip ties or whatever it may be. Stuff comes loose, stuff gets worn out, and we need to, I don't know where I'm going, replace stuff or fix stuff or whatever it may be. And so Dad just said there's a line over here, number 2, that is starting to fall down. It needs to be zip tied back up, and the 90 is leaking. So I'm gonna try and get that ready to go for the hanging baskets. Dad's getting ready to spray. He tried the pulse fog again last night. In my last video, you've seen he was kind of having some issues. He said it started right up, and now he's gonna try here again. It's not.
Well, I hope it don't act up on me. I'm afraid to push it again. I pushed it 3 times. Okay, must be the batteries. I smell gas already. Son of
Did you get new batteries?
No. I just come down last night and started right up. So I didn't. Let me go up and see what we have at home. Son of a gun.
I think it's the batteries, which is what we talked about before. So he's gonna put new batteries in and see what happens, because as you can see, something is clearly not right, and it's basically brand new, so I can't imagine there's something wrong with it. Today is like the ideal day for spraying. So once he gets that going and figures out exactly what's going on, he's gonna close both greenhouses up and he's gonna spray. And so obviously when that takes place, nobody can be in here. He'll have masks on, you know, protective clothing, stuff like that. That way the chemicals aren't on him or anybody else is even around it. And the reason for spraying is to keep diseases out of the plants. If you don't spray at all, there's almost a guarantee out of all these plants, something is gonna get some kind of rot or some kind of disease throughout the process or throughout the time that it's in our greenhouses, or after it gets out of here and sold to a customer, then they might have issues. So it's very important to spray. Obviously, you gotta know exactly what you're doing, because if you spray with the wrong things, you could kill the plants. So, you know, that's a whole nother subject that I'm not gonna get into right now, but it's just good for the plants and it needs to happen every so often.
Yeah, that had a lot of pressure in there.
It's like you're giving CPR when you do that.
Try pulling both of them off and putting them back on. I think they just slide on and off. It looks like the one's like bent or something. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be.
I don't think I can get into them.
Lacey, out. I hurt her ears.
Hello, Tay. Hey, Dad, you shoot around me.
What?
She says, Dad, you shoot around me. Come here.
Sammy, I don't want to hurt her ears.
Out, Dee, I'm sorry. Oh.
Out.
Maybe that is a problem. I wouldn't know how to get in there to fix it.
So it's the next day. I'm just getting in here to the greenhouse. Now that Dad is done spraying, he got that thing working. I guess I should start out with that. I think there's a little knob that opens, I think like the gas valve or something of that sort. And I don't think it was open enough. I think we were kind of flooding it before it really had enough like chance to breathe and start up. So once he opened that more, and that's just what I'm assuming, I haven't really talked to him yet, that it allowed it to then, you know, start running. But anyway, now that he's done spraying and we're back in here again this morning, everything needs some water. The seedlings, I'm just giving regular water, but then the hanging baskets, I'm gonna be fertilizing again today. I think I'm gonna give them a 20-10-20, which last time I gave them an 18-6-18. We always like to kind of change it up a little bit. You don't want to give them the same fertilizer every single time. So I wanted to do water at 300 parts, but we're out of 20-10-20 fertilizers, and we already had this mixed up at 150. So what we decided to do is just water the hanging baskets twice. Like water them now when they need water with it, and then next time again when they need it, we'll hit them again with the same exact thing. And that'll basically be equivalent to the 300 parts, because this is all we have for right now. I'm watering these 2 rows, then I'll water these 2 rows, and so on and so forth. Mondays. So Dad and I are just coming over here now to the grain bin. We're gonna bag corn. We only have like 3 bags left at the market, so we need to do it like now. So I'm getting ready to seed my last batch of tomatoes for retail sales. And if you can see them, this is all the varieties that we plant. Not for the field, just for our customers. So these are the variety of Red Bounty. Is that a new one you want to try?
Yep. No, we had them last year. But Smith grew them. You're not used to growing them. We're growing all our own tomatoes this year.
Oh.
So you need my list for. You're not going to do our field tomatoes yet.
No, but I don't know. Like Scarlet Red, that's for the greenhouse, right? Or for the field?
That's for the field.
Because I don't have anything marked, so that should be over there.
On it.
Biltmore, do we plant any Biltmore in the field?
Their field.
I have 2 different kinds of Biltmore.
Okay, I wrote these down now.
I don't know if I planted any of these yet. They both look just about as full. I think one Biltmore's for the greenhouse and one's for the field.
Yeah, it must be. What, should I mark farm on this one?
Yeah. This is from 2022. It says Biltmore for retail sales.
Yep, that's what I did here too.
Right here.
Yep.
So I just got done seeding all of our retail tomatoes, which was the last batch of the season. And that is everything right here, and then a couple flats back there. The seed room is now, as you can see, just about filled up again. But seeding, as far as like big flats go, is just about over for us for the season. There's a lot of greenhouse growers, and especially bigger greenhouse growers, that'll plant later, and then they can go to markets later, and they'll have more of a variety. But for us, I wouldn't say quit early, but we quit early enough so that way we can hopefully spend a little more time in the strawberries. And so now what's gonna be mostly left to seed is gonna be things like beans, field crops, and zucchini, all like the vine stuff, because that stuff grows very fast. So like I can plant it in like a week, 10 days, it's already ready for sale. Unlike flowers such as, let me think here, coleus, and not really a flower, but an herb, lavender. I think lavender's an herb. I'm actually not 100% positive. Plants like that take literally almost a month just to get it big enough to transplant into a 6-pack, and then it takes another couple weeks to get it big enough to take to market to sell. So now that I'm done in there, and Dad said everything's just about taken care of for water, I'm gonna come down to the rhubarb. Mom's been working down there for the past couple hours. I guess Dad said she was, well, you seen me put the cow manure on it for fertilizer, but then Dad said she was putting fabric around to suppress the weeds and also putting straw on top of that, or something of that sort. I thought that's what he said. So I guess I'll see it when I come down here. I don't know how long ago it was planted, but our rhubarb is down here on the one side of the barn, which you'll see. It's been here for as long as I can remember. So yeah, exactly what he said is what she did, or at least somewhat. I see fabric there. I see fabric underneath the straw here, and then obviously she has straw on top of that. I don't really know what the straw is for. Maybe that's also to suppress the weeds instead of the fabric. I don't exactly know, but it does look nice. And the rhubarb, as you can see, is really starting to grow nicely. So she's been watering it, fertilizing it, suppressing the weeds. It should be taken off now. You can see all the cows over there are just coming up to the trough. Mom's feeding them their dinner for tonight. And I guess while I'm over here, I might as well check out the garlic. I'm sure with this warm weather, that's coming up nicely. Today's like 80 degrees, warmest day of the season yet. And so it's probably just pushing that right out of the ground. Oh yeah, it's really coming out of the ground. I'd say it's at about 4 inches, 5 inches. Extremely windy, like it always is. For the most part, I would say we got good coverage on the straw. There is some spots that are sticking out. Not quite sure why there isn't any garlic here. Seems a little bit weird. I think for some reason the planter fell downhill and we just stopped planting, so we didn't screw it up too bad. But these rows, as you can see, look really nice and straight. And this is exactly what we want to see. Every like 5 to 6 inches is the plant, gives it enough room to grow, get a nice big bulb on there. Only problem is that it's been really dry. And I think that's okay right now, but eventually this is gonna need some water. Dad was actually talking today about maybe even watering the strawberries a little bit if we don't get any soon, so we'll see. With that being said, that's what I'm calling it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.